Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day. I am here to do an intuitive card reading to see what insights, guidance, and messages the universe has for you for this next 24-hour period. So let's take a look at the cards and see what the universe wants you to know. Okay. So we have clear quartz, get crystal clear. Yeah, the thing is, a lot of times we can, have all these goals and aspirations and general things that we want, but we're not really clear on like what truly matters to us, because there are so many things we can get caught up in. There's so many things that society, tells us we should want and that it would be good for us. And so like we can, maybe get distracted with things and but buy into things that we don't truly believe deep down. So get crystal clear on what you want, what truly matters to you, what is like your true values, what is your dream. If think of it this way. If today was your last day, how would you spend it? What would you want to do? And start living more in that energy of, well, this is my life. How do I want to spend it? What would bring me joy? What would bring me satisfaction? And try to come from your heart space more. Because I feel like we can get so much clearer when we come from our heart space. The mind, it's not bad by any means. It can be a very powerful resource and tool, but the mind can do all these logic, gymnastics and like convince us to do things that we don't really want to do. And sometimes it's important to do things we don't want to do because deep down, it'll help us, but we gotta start getting clear on what we want and then working from that energy. It's giving the energy of like aligned, inspired action versus, going through the emotions, going through life on autopilot, just, I gotta go to work, so I'm gonna do it, and you're like kind of not even focused and present. Get clear. It'll help you a whole bunch. Yeah. Lepodite, recall your dreams. Like, why are you living a life that you aren't satisfied with, that doesn't bring you joy, that doesn't, create that spark of life, that inspiration, that eagerness, that zest for life, where you're like enthusiastic and wanting to like jump out of bed and get excited to see what the day brings? Like, the thing is, we have limited time on this planet. Our life isn't infinite here on this planet in this human vessel. Like, it's gonna have an end sometime, and we don't know when it will come, but it comes for each of us. So why not make the most of your life? Why not do things that you actually enjoy, that bring you, fill you up with this liveliness and eagerness and fun? Why not recall your dreams and start making them more of a reality rather than this faraway fantasy that it's never going to come, so you might as well not even think about it kind of thing that society has us do? Because I know with my family, I was like, oh, that's not realistic. Life sucks. You got to do all these terrible things. It's miserable, this, that, and the other. It's like, I don't want to subscribe to that. I don't want to subscribe to living a life where I'm miserable and I don't enjoy my days and like I'm just like drudging through the trenches. That's not to say that everything's always easy. That's not to say that there aren't storms and challenges and hurdles that, you'll face. But overall, if you are in alignment, if you are listening to your heart, if you are connecting with the universe and having all this inspiration and divine timing and everything, like, your life's going to go so much more smoothly and you're going to enjoy it more. So why not recall your dreams and have them start manifesting into reality, We don't have to have everything be so serious and all doom and gloom. Like, yeah, there are things that are pretty hard and that, there are serious things we need to consider, but we don't need to always be so serious and always be so doom and gloom. Auburn, ground yourself. Yeah. like, it's important to, connect with our dreams and the universe and all that, and to do the meditations, the journaling, reflecting, all of that. But we also want to ground ourselves because we're here in this physical realm. So if we're always like off in the clouds, it may not manifest so well. It may come back and like we didn't dot our I's and cross our T's. But when we're grounded and we're connected to the earth and we're connected to this existence, we'll make sure that we pay attention to the small details too, not just, that overall feeling of like, I want to do this in my life. Let's make your dreams come true. There's a balance to it. There's a definite balance to it. And there can be people who take it too far on either side, where there's like too in the physical and it's like, this is how it is, versus the people who are like off in the clouds, like la 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 la, acting like nothing, because like there are people who get very jealous and they can have malintent, and if you're like off in the clouds and not listening to energies and your intuition and the universe's guidance, where they're trying to, give you signs and warnings of, hey, watch out for this person, watch out for this location, bad things can happen, because that's the thing. You are protected, you are loved, you are guided, you are supported, but people have the free will, they make their choices, and if you're not grounded, if you're not aware, these people can do some not so good things to you. And maybe it's not personal against you, it's just you were in the wrong place at the wrong time, but there's so many people who are imbalanced and unstable nowadays and emotionally reactive and exploding, so you got to be grounded and aware. That doesn't mean bad things are guaranteed to happen to you, because the universe will, nudge you and try to guide you and be like, hey, are you listening? Are you feeling these energies? I'm trying to tell you, hey, warning, don't go that way. But we have free choice. So if we choose not to listen, it's like there's natural consequences to it. Doesn't mean it's bad all the time, but there are natural consequences to everything. The natural consequences can be good, when you're putting all this good energy out there. And then, there's also the not so good consequences, where it can be tough lessons, it can be tough love. But make sure you're grounded, but you're also connected to your dreams. You want to have that middle ground balance of both, because it's going to help you go a lot farther. Yeah. Resilience. I'm not sure about this one. Is it Ibex? But yeah, you have the resilience to go far. You have the resilience to, make it through the storm, to make your dreams reality, to live the life you want to. But it can take time. There can be hurdles to overcome, whether that be, being mindful of your circle and potentially cutting ties from people who are not, helpful to you and maybe holding you back and hindering you. There could be toxic people around you. There could be toxic environments. You got to be mindful of that. And it may be challenging. You may have to climb up some mountains, but you have the resilience to make it through it all. It may take time though, and it may take more energy on some days than others, Some days are a lot smoother than others, and that's not necessarily like when there are hard days. It's not necessarily that you did something wrong. It could just be, how they have the pressure to make diamonds. It could be building your strength. It could be giving you powerful lessons and skills that you need later down the road. So don't get too worried about the storms and any potential challenges, because it'll all work out in the end. Just stay the course and it'll work out beautifully for you. Yeah, as I was saying, we have the turtle patience. You may need some patience. You need to go with the flow. Don't try to rush things, because it's all going to work out in the end, but it can take time. And if you look at the story of the tortoise and the hare got very overconfident and cocky and, rushing through the race. And, what happened? The hare lost the race. The turtle took its time. It went at its own pace. It didn't exhaust itself. It didn't overexert itself. It just kept going steadily forward, and it ended up winning the race. And this also feels like taking time to stop and smell the roses and enjoy the journey rather than rushing through, passing all these things that are, and it's like you could have had beautiful moments, could have had fun, you could have made these connections and whatnot if you hadn't been rushing through. And I think my friend had me watch this with her when we were younger, the movie Click, if you remember that, like the Adam Sandler's character, I don't remember his name, but he ended up getting this remote where he could, fast forward through quote unquote boring parts of life. And so he started fast forwarding it, but every time he fast forwarded, any time that experience had happened again, it would fast forward automatically, if I remember correctly. And he ended up fast forwarding through his whole life, and he was like, I think towards the end of the movie, he's on his deathbed, like he hadn't really lived because he was rushing through it all. And so that's what it feels like. If you're not careful, you will rush through your life, and then you'll like look back and be like, man, what did I even do? Like, did I even truly live? Did I enjoy the process? So have patience and be willing to go with the flow and to go with that steady course and enjoy the process along the way. The journey is worth savoring. The journey is worth enjoying. You don't have to rush. You don't have to speed through it because you could be missing out on a lot, That's not to say that going fast is bad all the time. Like, you could get some really beautiful things by going fast sometimes, but you also have to have that balancing act of, am I enjoying this, or am I just like rushing through and cutting corners, and because that can come back to bite you too. The rat survival. This feels like you've been caught up in survival a lot. Making sure you can put food on the table, and it's like, and it feels like it's the survival mentalities from like society in general, because you look, there's like been turbulence and things have been kind of questionable and like up in the air, and people doesn't know what's happening, and like all this chaos and conflict and drama. And so like you've been like trying to just survive, and that, I feel like that's coming to an end, that you don't have to just survive anymore. You can also thrive and enjoy things. And sometimes, you may need to prioritize survival a little bit more because, life can get tough. But it also feels like there's more to survival than just meeting basic physical needs like food and shelter. It also feels like there's survival of your soul. And a lot of times in today's society, we prioritize so much survival of the physical vessel, going to that job you hate because it puts food on the table, pays the bills, even if not just barely. But like at the same time, that's like costing the survival of your soul. You're slowly killing it. So this feels like more of a well-balanced survival of your heart, mind, body, and soul, where you're prioritizing all of it. You're not sacrificing any of it. You're making sure you are well-rounded in your care for yourself, and that you're focusing and prioritizing on your whole well-being. As in today's society, there's a lot of, emphasis on the physical and all these, instant gratification, physical pleasures, this, that, and the other. But if you look at it, it's comes at a cost, because a lot of people are miserable. They're not doing well emotionally, they're not doing well mentally. There's all these like mental health crises, and it's coming at the cost of people's soul. They basically sell out to get money and fame and whatnot. And that's not to say that money and fame are necessarily bad, but you don't want it to be at a cost of yourself. You don't want to, sacrifice your soul, your well-being for it. There needs to be balance. Yeah, hummingbird, release what you've been carrying and lighten up. New joy is on the way. It very much is on the way. You don't need to keep, being in that survival mode. You don't need to keep carrying your past traumas and emotional baggage with you and having it weigh you down and be like, well, this is how life is. This is how I know life to be. There are new ways coming. So open up your heart, open up your mind to more joy and fun and lightheartedness and hope and peace, because you're going to be able to soar so much higher if you do. If you're not caught up in all of the external world's chaos and drama, if you're not letting it disrupt your inner peace and well-being, peace of mind and happiness are inside jobs. So focus on yourself. Again, what I was saying with like the survival of your whole being, not just the physical, but also prioritize your emotions, your state of mind, your soul. Like, you do stuff that makes you feel alive, because life is meant to be enjoyed. It's not meant to be miserable and you're just like struggling to get through all the time. Dove, feel and allow a deeper sense of peace to fill you now. This is a divine quality. Yeah, it very much is. If you look at society as a whole, there's so much lack of peace. The news is always propagating all these horrible things. They're stirring up drama. They'll be like, oh my gosh, it's doomsday. Even if it's not. They're just like creating all these narratives and making people feel like lost and hopeless and like everything's just going to blow up and be horrible. And that's not to say that we shouldn't be aware, but why aren't we nurturing more peace? Why aren't we nurturing more joy and hope and prosperity? Why aren't we focusing more on positivity? And there's so many good things that are happening out in the world, but they don't get coverage. It's just like, if you look at the news, they're just focusing on all these quote unquote horrible things. And some of them are truly horrible. Like, it breaks my heart to see all the wars going on and how we're just being awful to one another and all the vandalism. Is like, why are we going down this road? We could have peace and prosperity and hope and joy and love and kindness and respect. And that's truly connecting with the divine, because that's what the divine wants. The divine loves us. It respects us. It wants this kindness and joy and peace and hope and prosperity and love for us. But we got to connect to that. We got to prioritize that. The universe allows us free choice. So it's not going to force it on us, even though that would be good for us to have that peace, to have that love, to have that joy. But we have to choose. We get to choose how we show up in this world. How are you choosing to show up? Blackbird, the magical and unique qualities of your untapped potential are unfolding out. Yeah, if you are so caught up in survival, you're not tapping into your potential. If you're rushing through life and trying to just like cut corners and just get to the finish line, you're not tapping into your potential. Like, if you are unfocused and you're like fixating on all the wrong things and you're not getting grounded and like focusing on your dreams at the same time, like, you're not tapping into your potential. You could go so much higher, but if you don't believe you can, if you aren't giving yourself the chance to, what kind of life are you going to live? Are you just going to be going through the motions? You have so much magic and wonderful gifts inside of you. Why don't you nurture some of them? Why don't you explore them and see what happens? This is a brand new chapter unfolding for you, and there's so much beautiful blessings coming for you. You can have success and prosperity and love and peace and joy and fun if you allow yourself the opportunity to. You got to make it a priority. You got to focus. No one else can choose it for you. Nobody else can. You are the one who chooses how you show up in this world, and you are the one who chooses how you decide to perceive things. You create the narratives. So what do you want to create? Oh, hummingbird again. Be here now. Yeah. Cherish the present moment, because it'll never come back again. Like with the how I was referencing the movie Click before. If you fast forward through it, you'll never have that again. It's gone. The time and energy you spend can never come back. So when you look back on your life towards the end, do you want to live with regrets? Do you want to realize, oh, I didn't savor the journey. I didn't make the most of the time I was gifted. I didn't, try to get dreams and have love and prosperity and peace and these genuine connections and cherish those relationships that I have. Like, when you look back on your life, what do you want? How do you want your story to play out? You're the author of your story. So what is it that you're wanting to write? What is it that you want to experience? Why don't you work on doing that now? Because it's up to you. It's your choice. Yeah, time to heal. We don't need to be all up in the negativity and the drama and the chaos. And we don't need to drag all our past traumas and our emotional baggage with us. Yes, the hard times and horrible things have happened, and that doesn't give people a free pass if they've hurt you. But the thing is, like the hummingbird says, be here now. Is it happening to you now? Your past experiences, whether it be, former friends that have backstabbed you, former bosses that have mistreated you, family that has abused you, whatever it is, it doesn't excuse what they did, but is it happening to you now? Is it what you want to experience now? If they're still trying to start things, you can cut them out. You can walk away. You don't need to open your doors to them. You don't need to let them in your life. And with some of the people, you still have to cross paths with them. Limit your contact with them. Focus on your peace of mind and well-being. It's time to heal. You deserve better. You deserve better. Yeah, a rebirth is assured. Bat spirit, this is this beautiful time of transformation. And it's all because of what you're choosing. And the universe could be sending all these blessings and opportunities right to your doorstep, but if you don't take them, it can't force them on you. It's letting you choose. It's not going to be like, oh, you got to do this. It's like, no, you get to choose it. And I will keep giving you chances, but some of these chances have a time limit on them, whether that be job opportunities, being at the right place at the right time to meet someone. What if they're moving out of town? And so you won't, potentially cross paths with them that much anymore. This rebirth is assured, and you have this opportunity, and you will get to go at your own timing. The universe isn't going to rush you. It's not going to force you to do these things. But you got to be open to it. You got to be in the receptive mode. You got to choose it. And that's not to say that you're bad if you, kind of are hesitant and whatnot, but know that the universe is here. It's not going to let you fall. It's not going to forsake you. It's not going to abandon you. It's not going to forget you. It's here. It cherishes you. It loves you. It protects you. It supports you. So why not make life something you're eager for every single day? Beaver spirit, lay the solid foundation. Yeah, and this feels like the solid foundation inside of you, but also in the external world in terms of where you're planting seeds, what you're tending to, what you're focusing on, what you're allowing to grow. But having that solid internal foundation where you are prioritizing your inner peace, you're prioritizing your joy, you're prioritizing, your well-being, that's going to go so far. Because there can be all sorts of chaos and drama and conflict in the external, and everyone else is losing their mind, and you're able to, take a breath, be calm, have your peace, and look at it and be like, okay, this is happening now. And you're not letting the external dictate your internal. And that could get some other people to, lash out at you and call you crazy. It's like, what do you mean? How could you not? It's obvious you need it. This is horrible. Why aren't you upset about this? But the thing is, you don't have to give your power away. You don't have to give your energy to things you do not want. If something does not resonate with you, you do not have to give it energy. You do not have to let it in. You get to choose. So have that solid foundation, because it'll do a lot of good for you. Yeah, mouse spirit, tend to the small things. And that feels like more like crossing your T's and dotting your I's, and like making time for yourself to fill up your own cup, to prioritize your peace of mind and well-being. Because other people be like, well, why are you doing this? Like, why are you taking time to like stretch or to meditate or to journal? Like, all this other things that's going on is way more important. It's like, well, no, these little things build up and they grow momentum, and they can make powerful change in you. If you prioritize your well-being and your peace of mind, and you're taking the time to meditate or reflect or journal, and like make it so you're coming from a well-balanced place, you're going to be able to do so much more. So tend to the small things, because it all adds up. That's sort of like people who, always like be like, I don't want the change. Or you're not picking up little pieces of change that you find while walking. It's like, sure, that seems really small and insignificant, but if you do it over and over and over again, it adds up. I feel like there was this story I saw, not like super recently, might have been a couple weeks ago, of this man who collected every penny he saw for years and years and years, and like he needed like a bunch of friends to come get it, because he had like barrels and barrels full of them. And I feel like he ended up paying off debt and like taking his family on a vacation with it. He had that many pennies. Like, it was just a sea of pennies, and like the bank was like blown away. Like, what do we even do with all these pennies? So tend to the small things, because they very much add up. It'll make a difference if you can prioritize your well-being and make sure things don't build momentum and go out of control. Because if you always like let the small things slide, they can build up into quite a mess, Okay. We have happiness. And it feels like this is because you are tending to yourself, you're prioritizing yourself, you're not letting things spiral out of control, you're not letting the external dictate your internal. You're prioritizing your peace, your happiness, your well-being, and it's going to allow you to soar. And it feels like you're going to attract the right people because of the energy you're putting out. Because the energy we put out into the world comes back to us. So it feels like you're attracting your new flock. And it's because of your state of mind and your well-being and the energy you're putting out. Star, guaranteed success. Yeah. You have all this power and potential within you. So don't sell yourself short. Don't play small. Don't settle for less. Don't dim your light. You're guaranteed success. So why don't you go for it? Why don't you take a little more chances on things that you may have passed up before because you weren't certain, you were listening to fear and uncertainty and doubt? Because you have good things coming for you and you can shine so bright. But, you want to be more in the present moment. You want to enjoy the journey. You want to take time to just go with the flow and try new things and like embrace joy and fun and peace and prosperity. Yeah. Wind chimes, peace and harmony. Like, it very much feels like the winds of change are coming in and helping you focus on peace and harmony and happiness. And that's what leads to your success. You're healing. You're not going through all the like past ways because, our old habits, our old ways of thinking, our old belief systems, they were helpful to a point because it helped us get to where we are now, but we can outgrow them. And so this very much feels like you're outgrowing the past. You're outgrowing your old ways. You are shedding the old skin of who you used to be so you can let in the new. Belly announcement. Yeah, that's what it feels like. This is the announcement for the universe, and it's like kind of a wake-up call, and it's ringing and chiming to be like, hey, wake up. New things are possible. This is your rebirth time. It's like this rebirth is assured, as the bat spirit was telling you, and you have guaranteed success. And so the universe is urging you, it's saying, hey, are you listening? I'm giving you signs. I'm nudging you. I'm saying, hey, go this way. New things are possible. All this prosperity and success and abundance and happiness and love and joy and fun can be yours if you make the choice, if you are open to it, if you get in the receptive mode, if you co-create with the universe instead of working against it and trying to force your own vision. Because sometimes our own vision, whether that be with the negative narratives or whatever it is, and we try to control and force things, sometimes our own vision isn't actually what we want and need. We think it is, but the universe knows better. The universe knows all the different pieces in play. And so it's over here guiding us and trying to wake us up to the truth, to all that is possible, to the untapped potential, so we can have our success and happiness. Yeah, kite vacation. You may need to take a little vacation, whether that be like a day trip, be like a mental vacation where you're like checking out of stressful situations that maybe you can't get out of, and like having the daydreams and the fantasies and prioritizing, happiness, fun, peace, and harmony. But you want to take time to relax, to fill up your own cup, to prioritize your well-being and peace of mind, because you'll have so much more to give when you take care of yourself. If your cup is empty, how are you going to keep giving? There's nothing left to give once it's empty. So do take care of yourself. Do take care of yourself. Yeah, plenty of material things. Like, that's the thing. The universe wants us to know that we're going to be taken care of, and that, all these people and society and the news that are going on about lack and how it's limited resources and they're like freaking out. The thing is, the universe is of abundance. Like, if you look around at springtime, there's all this new flowers that come in, all these new births of animals. Like, there is prosperity, there is abundance, there's plenty. So why focus on that mentality of lack? Why stress yourself out? Why worry? Why get scared? Because the energy you put out in the world will come back to you. What you focus your time, energy, and attention on will grow, build momentum, and have more and more come in on you. So focus on the plenty, focus on prosperity, focus on abundance, focus on love and peace and joy and happiness and fun. Because there's plenty. You're taken care of. Yeah. Success. Like, this very much is your shining moment. Like, you are opening the door to this new chapter where you're successful, where you're thriving, where you're prosperous, where there's abundance, where there's peace, where there's harmony, where there's fun, where there's lightheartedness. So know that you're taken care of. Know that you have this beautiful light to shine on the world, and everything is going to be a-okay. Everything's going to be a-okay. But yeah, guys, I want you to take a breath. No matter what storms come, no matter what turbulence, no matter what hardships and challenges, you're going to be okay. This is a very prosperous time for you. Open that door of rebirth so you can let in all the peace, the happiness, the success, the prosperity, because the universe is trying to bless you. It's trying to let in all these blessings and all this prosperity and all this abundance, but we got to be open to it. We got to choose it. We got to be receptive to it. So I'm wishing you all a wonderful rest of your day. Please take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.